This is a follow-up video to the one that I filmed about a year ago, shortly after Pontins Ainsdale closed down, sadly on the 3rd of January 2024, which came as a huge shock to the employees on the site. I've been asked to do a follow-up video, so I thought I'd have a little fly round and just see the state of the park as it is now, 1 year on after closure. As we can see, it kind of almost looks like the day it was left, to be honest with you. All the rides, all the kids' entertainment still sitting there. Almost if it was literally just shut down overnight, which it was. When the staff received a text message to tell them that they wouldn't have any more jobs. See the crazy golf there, I think it is, and there's a kids' play area down there. Just have a look over into that centre section is where it used to be like a boating lake. Last time I flew over here it was flooded, and it was actually just after a huge storm in the UK, and it had nearly flooded the chalets, apartments, whichever you'd like to call them. Pretty dry down there now, but not looking very pleasant. I should say that Pontins is owned by Brittania Hotel Group, which own just over 60 hotels in the UK, and they've been voted the worst performing hotel chain by the people who stay there for, I think it's 11 or 12 years in a row now, despite the fact that in 2023 they posted profits of nearly £40 million. Brittania hotels are quite well known for not looking after their properties, not investing in them, trying to get as much profit from them as they can, which then leads to their customers not being very happy. But as they're quite a cheap firm, people just do still seem to use them. But anyhow, that's a little bit of Brittania history. Quite controversial as a group, but nevertheless, they've got this site sitting on the lovely Ainsdale Southport coast here that's, well, it's not getting used for anything really. As you can see, in terms of like the state of the buildings and what they look like, the actual site itself, to be honest with you, it looks pretty clean. It looks like it has been maintained to a degree. It's not like the lawns are all gone all wild or anything like that. There is some debris, probably from the recent storms, that I've noticed when I was flying around in the kind of like garden areas. I think the bits are like fascias, bits of boards that seem to have blown off, but there's not too much damage from what I'm seeing. Obviously, if there hasn't been any maintenance across the last year, I wouldn't be surprised if there's water damage into the chalets, but obviously can't see that from a drone's point of view, but I'd like to guess that there is something in there, because I can't imagine that they've still got a full maintenance team working on them, and it is a big old site. Like, I'm not sure how many chalets are on site, but for example, this block we're looking at now seems to have 12 chalets on it, and when you see some of the outer shots, you can see how many of these blocks actually are there. Like, I tried to get as close as I could. You can kind of, it's a bit creepy really, you can kind of still see all the furniture inside, I guess just left as it was on the last holidaymakers who stayed here on Christmas, New Year 2023. Some of the curtains, see them pulled open, some are closed a little bit, literally just left, abandoned. Like, I know the site was popular for festivals. They'd often do have like music weekenders here, and it's, and you would think it's a shame that it couldn't maybe be repurposed as something like that, a bit of a destination venue where it can hold a lot of people who can maybe come and have a cheap getaway, but maybe come for like the events rather than the accommodation. Just flying around now and seeing the car parking spaces in the road round all just derelict and empty. Eerily quiet. But yeah, there's been no comment from Brittania over the last year on anything they want to do with the site. They've still got 130 years left of a 150-year lease on the site, so they don't actually have to do anything. They can just leave it sitting dormant here, but nobody seems to have an idea of what they want to do with it, and you think the longer it stays closed means it's a lot harder to open it up again. If you've got any comments, any feedback, any ideas, please stick it in the comment section below. Let's keep the discussion going and let's keep Pontins relevant. Hopefully it can be reopened at some point in the future. Thank you for watching.